Okay, big decisions, they're a huge part of life, aren't they?
Absolutely.
And choosing your path forward, like education, what comes next. It feels, well, massive sometimes.
It really does. And the sheer amount of information out there, it can be completely overwhelming.
Yeah, like trying to drink from a fire hose.
Yeah,
You just get lost in it all.
totally. You almost wish someone could just, filter it out, tell you what actually matters.
Exactly, like needing a compass in this
Yeah.
this wilderness of info. And, well, that's basically our mission today. We're doing a deep dive into a name that keeps popping up when you talk about leading universities in Asia. Singapore Management University, SMU.
Right, SMU. Definitely heard that name.
And you, our listener, you've shared this stack of sources on SMU with us. So our job, cut through all that noise, pull out the really crucial stuff.
The nuggets.
The nuggets, exactly. And give you a shortcut to really getting what SMU is about.
Yeah.
Its unique style, the challenges it faces, where it's headed.
And it is fascinating, isn't it, how SMU carved out such a clear identity, and pretty quickly, too. Founded only in 2000, which is quite recent for a major university.
Relatively speaking, yeah.
And it wasn't just, let's start another university. It was specifically modeled, inspired by the Wharton School. Big emphasis on interactive teaching.
Right, Wharton. That immediately says something.
It does. Plus, its location smack bang in Singapore's city center, it really set out to be different right from day one, aiming for a new kind of graduate.
Okay, so that Wharton inspiration is a big deal. But you mentioned interactive teaching.
Yeah.
How does SMU actually keep that going as it grows? Because that's often the challenge, right? Scaling up that kind of personal interaction.
That's a really good question. And the sources, they keep coming back to this core identity, seminar-style, discussion-based learning. Think less huge lecture hall, more active conversation, problem-solving,
Okay.
where you have to participate. It's not passive. So to keep that going, they focus on, well, smaller class sizes where possible, and they invest a lot in training their faculty specifically for this interactive method.
Ah, so it's less sage on the stage, more guide on the side, that kind of thing.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
That must be quite a shift for students used to just listening to lectures, almost like learning through, I don't know, constant mini debates.
Exactly. And that interactive approach, it seems to extend beyond just the classroom itself.
How so?
Well, the sources talk a lot about global exposure and strong industry connections. Now, lots of universities say that, right?
Sure, it's a common goal.
But what seems maybe unique or particularly impactful about SMU's approach, according to these sources, is how they deliver on it.
Okay, tell me more. Global exposure. What does that actually look like?
It looks like partnerships with, get this, over 200 universities around the world.
Wow, okay. That's a lot.
It is. But the insight isn't just the number. It's how this network apparently shapes the student's whole perspective. They graduate with, like, a genuinely global outlook and connections that go beyond Singapore.
So it's more than just a semester abroad. It's woven in, like building a passport to the world, not just getting a degree.
That's a good analogy. And then there's the industry connection part. Strong ties with top employers.
Which means?
Abundant networking, job opportunities, maybe even internships right from the start. It's not just theory, it's applying it, building that career path early on.
Practicality seems key then.
Very much so. And you see that reflected in their programs, too. It's known for business, sure, but there's a decent range.
Like what?
Undergrad, you've got business management, economics, law, social science, accountancy. Postgraduate, there's the MBA, obviously, but also things like Master of IT in Business, Master of Laws, Human Capital Leadership. It's pretty comprehensive. Specialized, but with breadth.
Understood. Okay, let's talk practicalities. For someone thinking of applying, what's the admissions process like? What are they looking for?
Right. They seem to take a holistic view. So, yes, academic grades matter, but also interview performance and standardized tests, SAT, ACT, GMAT, GRE, depending on the program.
And timing.
Applications for the main August intake, usually close around March.
Okay. Any tips for making an application stand out based on the sources?
It seems highlighting leadership roles, showing you're involved in the community.
Yeah.
That stuff counts. And definitely prepare for that interview with real examples. They want to see people who thrive in that interactive setting, you know, not just book smarts.
Right. Well-rounded individuals.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the big one for many people, cost. Tuition, financial aid. How accessible is SMU?
Yeah, the elephant in the room. For Singapore citizens, undergrad is roughly SGD 11,000 to 17,000 a year. It's higher for international students, naturally.
Which isn't insignificant.
No. But And this seems crucial. SMU offers a lot of scholarships, merit-based, need-based, industry-sponsored ones. Some cover partial tuition, some cover the whole thing.
So there are pathways.
Definitely. It looks like a deliberate strategy to manage affordability and keep the student body diverse.
Okay. Beyond the classes and the cost, what about student life? You mentioned the city center location. What's it actually like being a student there? Facilities, clubs.
Yeah, it sounds pretty vibrant. That city location probably helps. Apparently, there are over 150 student clubs.
Wow. Covering what?
Everything, really. Sports, arts, culture, entrepreneurship, you name it. Seems like a very active campus community.
And the facilities support this.
State of the art, according to the sources. Innovation labs, lots of spaces designed for collaboration, libraries geared towards that discussion model. For housing, they partner with places nearby for locals and internationals. So, yeah, it seems designed as a full experience, not just commuting in for class.
Gotcha. Let's pivot slightly. Career prospects. I know that's top of mind for our listeners. What does an SMU degree actually mean in the job market?
Okay, this is where SMU seems to really stand out. The sources highlight a 94% employment rate within 6 months of graduation.
94%. That's impressive.
It's incredibly high. And it's more than just a number, right? It suggests their practical, industry-focused curriculum is working. It translates directly into graduates being ready for jobs.
So it signals that the university is really aligned with what employers are looking for now, almost guaranteeing a strong start after graduation.
That seems to be the takeaway, a very strong career launchpad.
But, no university exists in a bubble. Looking ahead, say, to 2025, beyond, what challenges does SMU face? And how are they planning to deal with them?
Yeah, that's a critical question. For any university today, the landscape is changing so fast. The research points to a few common hurdles.
Such as?
Well, rising tuition costs are always a pressure point. Competition, not just locally, but globally, especially from online and hybrid programs.
Right, the whole model is shifting.
Exactly. Then there's the job market itself. It's changing rapidly. Employers want new skills, evolving skills, adapting to tech like AI. That's huge.
Keeping the curriculum relevant.
And faculty retention, attracting and keeping top academics is always competitive. Plus, increasingly, student well-being. Mental health support is a big focus now.
Those are significant challenges, definitely impacting higher ed everywhere. So what are the sources saying about SMU's strategy? How are they managing this, adapting?
They seem to be quite proactive, actually. The materials we looked at show a clear strategic response.
For example?
Okay, so to tackle cost and competition, they're boosting scholarship programs like we mentioned, but also actively expanding hybrid learning, offering more flexible ways to study.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about the job market and tech changes?
They're doubling down on partnerships with global employers to make sure the curriculum is spot on, introducing more interdisciplinary programs, and investing significantly in things like AI-driven personalized learning.
Interesting. Using AI within the education itself.
Yeah, it shows a real focus on future-proofing, both for the students and the institution. They're also boosting mental health resources, strengthening alumni networks, upgrading tech infrastructure, and building more support for student startups. It looks pretty comprehensive.
That really does sound holistic.
Yeah.
Especially that push on AI learning and startup incubation. Tell me a bit more about the entrepreneurship side. Are they trying to create job creators, not just job takers?
That seems to be a big part of it, yeah. There's a case study mentioned, the Innovators at SMU program, launched around 2023-2024.
And the results?
By mid-2025, it had apparently incubated over 150 student startups, and several had even secured seed funding from global investors.
Wow. So that's directly applying what they learn, bridging the gap between academics and, well, building something real.
Exactly. Empowering students to innovate, to lead. It ties back to that practical, real-world focus.
And the sources also mentioned listening to different perspectives. Why is that highlighted as important for SMU?
Because, well, you need the full picture, right? Students might raise concerns about workload, maybe affordability, things that directly impact them.
Sure.
Employers, they're focused on job readiness. Do graduates have the skills they need now, the cutting-edge stuff?
Right. Practical skill.
And faculty, they'll emphasize academic freedom, research quality, the whole intellectual climate. Listening to all these different groups helps SMU evolve in a balanced way. It helps identify strengths, but also where things could be improved. It's about that holistic view again.
Absolutely. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive on Singapore Management University, What are the main things that stand out, the core strengths we've talked about?
For me, it's crystal clear. First, that innovative, discussion-based teaching style. It really fosters critical thinking.
Yeah, the interactive pedagogy.
Second, those strong industry links, leading to that amazing 94% employment rate pretty much straight after graduating.
Hard to argue with that.
And third, the global exposure. Those 200-plus university partnerships really create graduates with a worldwide perspective.
Okay. And looking ahead, especially with all those challenges facing universities in 2025, costs, competition, the changing job market, AI SMU's focus on adaptability really comes through.
It really does. Their responses, boosting scholarships, more mental health support, expanding hybrid options, pushing startup incubation, it all points to a very forward-thinking, very responsive approach.
It shows they're not standing still.
Not at all. And it underlines that point about needing multiple perspectives, doesn't it? You need to hear from students about workload, from employers about skills, from faculty about research.
Right. You need that 360-degree view for balanced evolution.
Right.
Keeps the institution relevant.
Precisely.
So the final thought then, for you, our listener, what's the bottom line here? The sources seem to suggest that places like SMU aren't static.
Yeah.
They're constantly adapting like any living organization.
Yeah, absolutely.
And understanding these dynamics, it isn't just about picking a university. It's kind of about seeing how individuals, students, faculty, alumni, actually influence and shape the future of education itself. Your voice matters in that journey.
That's a powerful takeaway.
So the question to ponder, maybe, is what role might you play in shaping these evolving educational landscapes? Something to think about.